Hello and welcome to another episode of Slay the Spire. The first minute of this episode I want to be for a friend of mine who I co-opted, is that the right phraseology, this run with. He didn't get to finish the run with me, so I'm going to send him the link to the video so he can see in the first 30 seconds that we won. And we'll let him decide what lesson he learns from this. It was about right... Where were we? I think it was somewhere in Act 3. We were faced with a choice. Our third... Maybe it wasn't Act 3. Maybe it was much earlier than that. It was much earlier than that, wasn't it? It was right here. Floor 25, halfway through Act 2. We were faced with a choice of our third blade dance. And I told him I have a rule. You never need the third blade dance. You never need it. So never take it. And, you know, a lot of times it'll hurt. I told him I've had that rule for a long time and I've never come to regret it. And he said, well, let's find out. He says, I need to know for myself, which was, I was all for it. We weren't on a win streak, so I'm like, yeah, for sure, let's do it. And we won. And we didn't face Time Eater, so that's definitely lucky. The heart was definitely difficult. I will say the third blade dance did not feel like a big liability in the heart. However, if you look at this run, you see that this was massively powerful. We would have won without the blade dance for sure. It doesn't mean that blade dance was the wrong pick. Just because it was overkill. Maybe it could have been the correct pick, right? Even this early into Act 2, there's a good chance that made a difference against Book of Stabbing. Because at that point we did have the Shuriken. You see that was our first relic. But I will say we didn't yet have the Kunai. And these fights were really, really easy. The third blade dance probably did not make them extremely easy compared to only having two blade dances. Our deck was just very, very, very good. But on floor 25, it's absolutely correct that the blade dance was positive for the next 25 floors, guaranteed pretty much. It's if we had on floor 50 seen a Time Eater that we might have lived to regret it. And it's possible that on floor 25 you're supposed to make a decision for floor 50, for 25 floors later, of skipping the blade dance. Because your deck is just gonna roll the rest of the other 25 floors guaranteed. It's possible, I don't know. So we'll let you all, the audience, draw your own conclusion about this. Is my rule that you never need the third blade dance correct? If you're trying to win on Ascension 20, where you know that you have a 66% chance of fighting Time Eater. I think it would have been much worse against Time Eater than it was against Heart. You see we took 68 damage against the Heart. The Heart was a hard fight for a Shiv deck. Of course it was a hard fight. Even with one after image, it was very, very difficult. And we got there. But it was a hard fight. I think Time Eater would have been more difficult because I think the 12 card constraint is more punishing for your ability to scale Kunai Shuriken. Where it's totally acceptably like, I'm just going to tank a little bit of damage in the heart fight from Beat of the Death or whatever. Like 1 damage per card play is not that punishing when you can get 13 dexterity. But you just can't get 13 dexterity against the Time Eater. You are unable to play that many attacks before you're dead to his attacks that deal too much damage for you to block if you don't yet have 13 dexterity. It's a hard fight. Anyway, let's see if we can win this run. Remove a card, Niao's Lament, random rare for 15 damage. Here it is again, folks. If you watched my last recorded episode, you got to hear me talk about rare relics in Act 1, specifically with this downside, 15 damage. I don't think it's good. 15 damage is just too much, and rare relics are too unlikely to be useful in Act 1. Too unlikely to be useful in Act 1. So what do we want to do here? We've got Hex Ghost, a nice, solid Act 1 boss. Nothing outrageous about how that's going to affect our play. It might mean that we take Deadly Poison or Caltrops in the early game more liberally, but besides that, it doesn't affect much. Piercing Wail also gets a little bit more pickable. Although Piercing Wail is good against Guardian too. Remove a card. This might be a boss swap. Maybe you're supposed to boss swap here. I'm not on huge win streak, so maybe I'll try boss swapping out. I'm definitely supposed to boss swap more than I do. If you've been watching my videos, you know that I don't boss swap ever. Not because I have some philosophical belief that it's bad. I just don't know how to play boss swaps right now. But there's the reality that in order, you know, sometimes your win rate has to get worse before it can get better. If I believe that boss swaps are sometimes correct, if I'm playing the best Spire that I can play, but I also believe that my win rate will go down if I pick boss swaps currently because I don't know what I need to know. I should probably lose some games so I can learn what I need to learn. Because here's the deal. Niao's Lament Snipe is not usually what you want to be going for. Wow, this is interesting though. 3 elites right here. If there was a way to feel confident that we could take 3 elites, because you can make it 4 elites if you take this guy, or even if you don't take this guy, then sure, you get double fire to double upgrade to prepare for your 3 elites. Although that is a 2-shop path, which is not ideal. You can still hit all the hallway fights you need, so like 2 question marks, 3 hallways, 1 shop, 2 fires, and a chest before the first elite, and then you just get to bust out 3 elites in the second half of the act. That's very, very nice. What's the best way to prepare for that? That might be Rare Relic, just because Rare Relic's not going to help against the elites usually. I mean, that's just the truth about Rare Relics. Most of the time they're not very good. I don't know. Old coin would be a big deal. I did this a couple of recordings ago where I counted up the Rare Relics that were hits and misses. Let's just refresh our memories, because I did that head count. I did that head count before I lost with a Rare Relic in Act 1, which was Tungsten Rod, which was one that I had incorrectly said, like, oh, Tungsten Rod's a good relic, which it kind of is. Definitely it has a lot of potential on the Silent because of its interaction with intangibility. But in Act 1, honestly, it doesn't really do almost anything. So you need to take that into account. No, go back. Okay, Rare Relics. Bird-Faced Urn, I think the Bird-Faced Urn is another one. It's like, that's a pretty powerful relic just because healing is so rare in this game. But it's going to be miserable in Act 1. It's going to be absolutely, you're going to spend 15 health on Niao for nothing, for absolutely nothing. So Bird-Faced Urn is a loss. Calipers is a loss. Like, it is worse than Boss Swap, I guess, is our next best alternative, let's say. So Bird-Faced Urn, no. Calipers, no. And in fact, I can pull up the wiki so you can see it. Window capture. Properties. Hello? Where is my... Did I close it out? Why is it not showing up? It's right here. Let's put it over here. Window capture. Property. Okay. Yeah, you can see. You can look with me. Here we go. This is worse. So I'm just gonna say no. No. Yes, this is actually probably better than Boss Swap for Act 1 elites. So no, yes, I would say. Honestly, probably yes. 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 No. No. I'm gonna say no on ice cream for Act 1. It's good against Lagavulin, but probably even not as good as a boss swap. So what, we're 50-50? No, 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 no. That's 5, and yes, 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 yes. So we're 4 to 5 on row 1. No, 5 to 5. 5 to 5. So 50-50, yeah. Yes, yes. Is this better than boss swap? If you take 15 damage to get a mango, we go down to 58 health, but our max HP goes up a ton. I can't decide. I'm gonna say that's neutral. No, I should probably say that's bad, right? And Meow bonus to just get max HP with no change to your current HP. It's kind of nice for Act 2. It means that we don't have to be as ambitious in our Act 1 pathing. I'm gonna say it's neutral though. So we've got yes, 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 no, yes, yes, no. I'm gonna call this one neutral too. We can call this one a yes. I love Thread and Needle. I think it's a little weak, but I just like it too much. This can save you a lot of life. Maybe yes, no, 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 no. It's actually not as bad as I thought now that we've counted it up. So we were 50-50 on the first row. How many did I count yes here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, compared to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 no. So technically it's better than 50-50 based on how I counted that up. Although there are 2 that I considered neutral, Stone Calendar and Mango. Oh, and then there's also Silent, right? So this is yes, yes, no. So that's 2 more yeses, 1 more no. Okay, the decision has been made. We're taking the rare relic again. I think a big reason that this is okay is because we are able to dodge. We don't have to do 3 elites. We don't have to do any elites until we've seen this relic as well. Let's just take the high variance play. Gambling chip should be exceptional. Let's see if... Oh, look, I can do the double fire here. The question is if I want to do a floor 6 elite, which I don't think I do. This is an exceptional relic, but it's not a huge power spike in Act 1. It'll help in Act 1, and I counted it as positive for Act 1. Better than boss swap, even in Act 1. And I think that's true, but only because of how much more powerful it makes us in the late game, such that we would be okay dodging elites if we needed to. Okay, let's go right to avoid this shop, so that way we can hit the shop and be happy about it. Okay. Gambling chip helps in this fight. Just a little bit by just a little bit, you know, manipulating the shuffle in a more ideal way. Getting rid of the Ascender's Bane sooner without still having a bad hand. So yeah, we were able to take no damage in this fight. Maybe Gambling Chip saved us like 2 life. Oh, wait, I spoke too soon. We took 1 damage. That's too bad. It was definitely unlucky draw order there. So maybe it saved us like 1 life so far. Oh, Masterful Stab. I mean, Terror. I mean, Masterful Stab's good too, but Terror's better. So Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, 5 plus 6 is 11. Going down to 32 is acceptable. Going down to 25, let's say, is acceptable. We would probably want to heal here, but I think we could afford to do so. So let's say we click 3 times. What are the chances that we get it? If we missed 3 times in a row, that would have to be 0.75 times 0.65 times 0.55, which is 26. We have a 73% chance for a relic. Would we take 18 damage for a 73% chance at a relic? Now the situation's a little better than that, because you don't have to take the full 18 before you get some chances to see the relic. Right, because of course you can say, just would we take 11 damage for a 50% chance to see a relic? Probably. Probably. So that's what we should I guess click twice and leave makes a lot of sense. Because right here, 32 is safe against Knob. Which means we wouldn't have to rest here if we don't take any damage. And if we do take damage, we can still rest, I guess. And this is only a 45%. Yeah, so this is the correct way to play it. It's interesting. If you had to choose at the start, either you must click 3 times or not click at all. I think you actually should click 3 times, which is interesting. Have a slightly better than 74% chance. You have a slightly better situation than take 18 damage for a 74% chance of a relic. The chance is just flat out 74%, 73.8% or something like that. But the reason it's a better situation than that is because if you get the relic early, then you don't take the full 18 damage. But we get to see if we get the relic early, and we didn't. We lost the 50-50 to get it on the first 2 clicks. And now that we're here, it's only a 45% chance, because we already know that we lose the first 2 chances. And if you know that you lose the first 2 chances, it's not correct to take an additional 7 damage. That's a very sad floor, but that's okay. Well, I'm not going to lose Terror, so sure, give me that feather. Okay, well, we could have clicked an additional time. Oh well. We're going to take another question mark, because now we know that spending life is especially good, since we heal it back for free. And yeah, well, it wasn't, but that's okay. Am I supposed to do this? No, I want my defends next turn. I'm supposed to do this, maybe. I don't know. Maybe this, so we draw exactly 5 cards next turn. Don't shuffle out Survivor. We usually don't shuffle out Survivor if we do it this way. And we usually don't shuffle out Survivor if we do this also. It's a 2 and 5, or 2 and 7 either way. But there's upside here of drawing Terror or Ascender's Bane. So I guess we just take that upside. Nice. Really good. Really, the best outcome. We got the Terror and we didn't get the Survivor. Crazy. Flex Potion. Insane. Blade Dance. Excellent. Really, really excellent. also excellent here. We can toss 3 cards to make sure we don't shuffle anything out, kind of similar to before. It also allowed us to see the Ascender's Bane, which is good to get rid of. We just have lethal. Crazy. Oh. Excellent because of Gambling Chip. Although Caltrops, I mentioned Caltrops. Something different about what we're doing based on what we know about our boss is that we can just really liberally pick a Caltrops in order to reduce the additional number of cards that we need to take to beat Hexaghost. I think Sneaky Strike is just better though, although Sneaky Strike is a little tricky against Hexaghost because it shuffles burns in, and so on the reshuffle we're gonna have a lot of turns where Sneaky Strike is dead. It's just really nice that it's guaranteed to be free damage on turn 1 if we see it, and we're pretty likely to see it because we can actually just discard aggressively for it. So it makes us quite a bit stronger in Act 1 and Act 2, just because it's front-loaded damage, 12 free damage. It's better than Backstab, and generally you would love Backstab at this point in the game. There's some ways it's better than Backstab, some ways it's worse than Backstab. It's not innate. It doesn't exhaust. That could be good or bad, the exhaust part. The innate part can be good or bad. Mostly it's bad that it's not innate in the early game, and we would be happy if this is not innate in the late game. But innate matters so little when we have Gambling Chip. Anyway, I think you could pick either of these and be happy about it. I'm going to pick Sneaky Strike. And I'm gonna upgrade Sneaky Strike. It's a 4 damage upgrade, it's pretty nice. Okay, we're gonna just look very hard for this. Okay. So, do we ever have a kill on this guy? This is 24? Yeah. So, Terror, Sneaky Strike, Strike. Wow. Look how good this Sneaky Strike Plus is. It blocks out this turn. Unbelievable. This is a hard fight, but Sneaky Strike Plus. Oh my gosh, imagine if this was a Caltrops. It would have been devastating. I did not even realize how important of a decision it was that I was making. My instinct was right, but my analysis was wrong. My analysis was that it was close, and based on how this went, I'm feeling pretty strongly now that it was not even close. We destroyed only because we took the Sneaky Strike. We might take like 15 damage there without the Sneaky Strike. Honestly, I think it's that lopsided. Okay, Dagger Throw is great. We want to make sure the Sneaky Strike is active as often as possible. We want a little bit more damage in our deck without really reducing our late game output, and Dagger Throw does that because it cycles itself. It activates discard synergies. Really, really good. Okay. We can upgrade Dagger Throw, we can upgrade Terror. I think we're getting close to the upgrade Terror being really important. The more cards we add to the deck, the more sad we are to not have enough energy to spend on all of the good cards that we have in our opening hand, or whichever hand it is. And so the upgrade on Terror matters more and more, the better our deck gets. And I intend for my deck to continue to get quite better. So I will take the Terror upgrade. Makes a lot of sense. Bag of Prep. Unbelievably good. Holy cow. Remember when I said Sneaky Strike wasn't innate? Now it is. We can guarantee a Sneaky Strike on turn 1. Discard everything that's not Sneaky Strike. I'm not sure if that's how we'll play every fight, but we do have that option. Okay, 50-50 to get the terror here. We will go for it. Hiya! We got it. Excellent. This guy's dead. Is so dead. What the heck? Maybe we didn't need to use the potion, but since Lagavulin hits for 20 on turn 1, it's a good one to overkill because, like, even though it's like, oh, we clearly win this fight without the, maybe that's clear, maybe it's not, but let's say we clearly win the fight without the potion. This is like gross overkill. Killing on turn 2 saves us life because it comes in so heavy hitting so quickly. Wild. If we take the grand finale, we have a 50-50 to draw it on turn 1. The 50-50 being that it's not in our first 9 cards, so then we get to discard exactly all 9 cards. Excuse me, and then get grand finale in the second set of cards. That seems bad. It seems bad. It seems weird, actually, because it's a little better than that, right? Because even if it is in our, wait a second, we got a shop here, so we could remove. Because I'm thinking even if it is in our first 9 cards, we just discard 8 cards. We have 1 card left in our deck, and then we play Dagger Throw. And then we play Grand Finale. So the question is, to what degree does that prevent us from getting stronger? Because it makes it very difficult to add cards happily. But it'll be immensely powerful through Act 1 and Act 2. We have 96 coins. So we can remove a card here, and then the math is a little bit better, where we just discard 8 cards on turn 1. Then play Grand Finale, and then do whatever else we want on turn 1. But the extra benefit of removing a card is we can still maintain that equilibrium even if we add an additional card in this fight or this fight or this fight. But we can't reasonably add 2 additional cards unless we add card draw cards like acrobatics or backflip. Or I guess prepared is nice. We really want a well-laid plans. Okay. Remove a card. Oh, also, sundial's very interesting. So we just discard like this, we draw the remaining 8, we play Terror, we play Grand Finale. Interesting. Well, Strike Dummy's here. Oh gosh. Strike Dummies, I mean, we removed a strike, but we also have added a Sneaky Strike plus, so this is even better than it was before. These don't draw cards, but Footwork helps us block. We're not going to need to block for a while. We'll need to block against Hexaghost. But is this the card we want to add to our deck? Like, yes? So right now, if we do nothing, like, what are we weak against? We're weak against bosses, right? If we do nothing, then we know that we can guarantee 50 AoE on turn 1 in every fight for 0 mana. Like, we're just gonna crush everything except the bosses. Now, how big of a problem is that? Well, this boss is not that difficult compared to how strong we are. So it's totally okay for our grand finale strategy to not be very effective against Hexaghost, because I think we're reasonably fine against Hexaghost with Strike Dummy and a healthy amount of life. Although obviously, like, life is a little sketchy against Hexaghost because it deals more damage. But like, if we're scared, we can use Cultist Potion or whatever. Oh, but maybe we just save Cultist Potion for the Act 2 boss, right? And then we don't have to be. So then, when does Grand Finale fall off? When's the next time that our deck is going to be weak? So right now our deck is. The next time our deck is going to be weak would be a boss. I'm saying not the Act 1 boss, because Hexaghost is a chump. And not the Act 2 boss, because we have Cultist Potion. So the next time after that our deck is going to be weak, if we do nothing, is the beginning of Act 3. I will say Act 3 hallways will be tricky sometimes. Okay, Spikers is an issue. And then the health totals are just an issue. What is the Maw has 300 health. Okay. But here's the problem. How do we get better at that? How do we get better at Act? And then I'll add to that. Even Act 3 hallways are not even close to as bad as the Act 3 boss gauntlet. Our deck will be so miserable against the end game, where it is right now, which of course it makes sense because we're on floor freaking 12. Every floor 12 deck will be bad against the end game. It's just not often that a floor 12 deck will be good against everything up until the end game, which isn't entirely true for us. With Cultist Potion, it's more true than it would normally be. So the problem is, how do we make ourselves good against the end game without making ourselves bad for the next 50 floors, the next 40 floors, the next 38 floors? Which is always a question you're facing. But in this case, it's like, it's not about diluting your good front-loaded cards, right? That's normally why you don't want to add good late-game cards, is because it's like, oh, if I add too many scaling cards, then I dilute my front load, and I'm no longer as good as I need to be against Act 2, let's say. But normally it's a gradient. Normally it's like, I'm good against Act 2 because I have a lot of front load. So every little bit of late game I pick makes me a little worse against Act 2. So as long as I don't pass a certain threshold where I'm so much worse against Act 2 that I will die, I'll be okay. So take as many late game cards as you can to stay above a certain threshold where you're still good against Act 2. We are on a razor's edge in this run, where if we add 2 more cards to this deck that don't draw cards, so our deck size goes up to 19. We go from completely free Act 2. I don't even have to think about it. We can take 5 elites in Act 2 if we wanted to. We go from that powerful to we will die to the first hard pool fight we see, because we have 75 less damage than we otherwise would have, and 75 damage is like all of Act 2 hallways. So how do we overcome this? Card removes help, and being able to see card draw cards help. But this is neither. This is just a late game scaling card. It's not even that good of a late game scaling card based on what we're doing right now, right? It gives us options. There aren't that many late game ways to block in general. There's just not. Especially if you do not consider relics a solution. Because you can't rely on relic solutions because you don't know which relics you're going to see. And there are way more relics there than there are block solution relics. So a vast majority of the time, our block solution has to come from cards, not relics. And there just are very, very few of those. And footwork is one of them, even though right now it's not clear how it's going to be our block solution. It gives us a way. It gives us a plan of attack. I say attack. It gives us a plan of attack on like our strategy, attack being figurative here. It really gives us a plan of defense. Or it gives us a way to build a defense solution. And we may never see another footwork. And we may never see one of the other few card-related block solutions. Like Wraith Form or Apparitions. Or like some crazy Malaise energy shenanigans. I don't know. So we can add one card before we have to start adding card draw. Is it okay? I think it's okay for it to be footwork. I think the one card that we add, knowing that we are currently good against everything until Act 3, is footwork. Now, well, adding one card gives us like... Oh, what is it? So there's a 1 in 9, there's like, okay. There's a 50-50 that Grand Finale is in our opening hand. And then another 50-50 that Dagger throws in our opening hand. If they're both in our opening hand, that's bad. So there's actually a quarter of the time we miss. Oh, that might be unacceptable. Right? Because we can't discard Dagger Throw and Grand Finale. So 25% of the time we miss. It's even worse than that though, because if Grand Finale is in our opening hand and Dagger Throw is not, there's still a 1 in 9 chance that the 8 cards that we draw do not give us Dagger Throw, meaning Dagger Throw is at the bottom of our deck. So now I'm thinking we actually do skip footwork. Until we get more card draw cards, we can't afford to add anything to our deck. So now the question is that an acceptable way to play the run? Or do we say that Grand Finale we're going to use 75% of the time to win our fights right away? And the other 25% of the time we're just going to win honestly with Terror, Blade Dance, Sneaky Strike, Dagger Throw as our current damage solution. For these two fight, that should be totally fine. Act 2 hallways, a little sketchier. Man, I really don't know. I think it's skip. Well, you can see right here we were rewarded. If we had we drew the Dagger Throw in Grand Finale, so. Although, again, like, we actually probably just win this fight honestly. Sneaky Strike kills, it does so much, it does 19. Sneaky, yeah. So I wouldn't say that this counts as being rewarded, because we already win this fight without Grand Finale. Swift Potion is front... Oh. Let's look at our card board. Setup? No. Absolutely not. Okay. Swift Potion is funny because it can interact well with Grand Finale. But I'm going to take my scaling solutions because right now we don't need to interact well with Grand Finale. We already get there every time. We just need to make sure we don't lose to certain boss fights. This is definitely sketchy. So what? Grand Finale is 50, but then we don't get to play Terror. We can do almost that much if we just keep this and land the Terror right away. So we draw 6, and then Dagger Throw is 7. So we have 1 card here, and then our turn starts. We draw the 1 card, and then 4 more. We will have 6, 7. Well, we'll have 15 cards in our deck. So it... that's weird. So we just never land Grand Finale this fight. And that's okay. Or is it better to just land it right now and then just get Terror later? Because how much... Yeah, because we also miss out on the Sneaky Strike. Sneaky Strike and Terror is already 28 extra damage. Combine that with, I guess Dagger Throws the other gain, so 13. So that's 41 extra damage that we get by holding on to these 3 instead of holding on to this 1. Because this is 50 damage, this is 41 damage. But the difference is this... Well, and then also the Blade Dance. We played Blade Dance either way, but the Blade Dance gets the extra Terror value on it, which is an extra 6. So that puts this play up to 47 damage this turn versus 50 damage. I should say extra damage, right? Because we're just counting the difference. This is 50 plus whatever. This is 47 plus whatever. The difference is Lagavulin is vulnerable right away, rather than us having to look for Terror in the second shuffle. And it's actually even better than that, because I counted 1 energy for Dagger Throw and 1 energy for Blade Dance, but I did not count my 3rd energy I get to spend this turn, which I do get to spend 1 more energy on Strike, which I would get to do anyway with Grand Finale. But again, the vulnerable, so this is an extra 4 damage there. So now we're up to 51 damage with this play, on top of make Lagavulin invulnerable right away. And then there's the other fact that even though I get to spend all 3 of my energy in the Grand Finale world on damage, it would be Strike damage as opposed to Dagger Throw damage. But now that I'm saying that out loud, I realize that Strike damage and Dagger Throw damage is the same because of Strike to me, so ignore me. Also, somehow this works out. The Grand Finale lands 50% of the time anyway. This shuffle, which is hilarious to me, I'll just block because we're way ahead. Wow, we actually got the 50%. So we just take 12 here. Oh, did I mess up? I did mess up. That's an extra 12 damage that I didn't have to take. We had lethal. I didn't count it up. Well, I guess no. There's nothing. There's nothing to do. Just sad misplay. 12 damage. Ooh. It was actually to set up for perfect Hexaghost life. That's actually a dumb argument because oh my gosh, acrobatics or dagger throw. Acrobatics lets me add quite a few more cards to my deck without ruining Grand Finale. Oh, actually this is perfect health setup. I forgot about the Eternal Feather. So we could be at 58 right now. Instead we're at 46. 46 is 12 less life, but it's also 6 less damage from Hexaghost on turn 2. I guess I'd still rather have 12 more life. So, whatever. Misplay. What do we want to upgrade? The acrobatics? Give us even more liberty to add cards to our deck and still land Grand Finale. That just makes a lot of sense to me. It makes a lot of sense. So if we do this, we draw 5 cards, and then acrobatics draws 4 more. So I think I want to keep the neutralize. Yeah, we keep these. Grand Finale. Blade Dance. And then do we want to shuffle right now? Yeah. Shuffle these all out of the shuffle. Wow, get neutralized back, so it's weak next turn. Extra damage this turn. Crazy. We get to land Grand Finale again? Well, if 50-50 that we get to land it again, we lost the 50-50 because we don't have a well-laid plans. But that's okay, just full block. Sneaky Strike. Jeez, that's a lot of damage. Okay, we got lethal. Crazy. Tools of the trade, I think, should generally make it easier to handle Grand Finale stuff. But Malaise is like a foot in the door for a block solution. I think Malaise is better. And we're allowed to pick a card here because we picked up an acrobatics. Yeah, Malaise is going to help a lot in the late game, and that's what we're worried about, right? This deck slaps for 30 more floors, and then suddenly we have the boss gauntlets to deal with. This is good against every Act 3 boss, except Donu Deka, sort of, but it's like not even that negative against Donu Deka. It's just like 1 energy to peel 2 artifacts, which is normally fine. So yeah. It's non-permanent. Wow, that's great. This is the best Grand Finale card ever. Relic ever. So this is a weird situation. This is probably just a win, but I don't want to mess it up. But I also don't want this to take 50 million years. So we have this balancing act of playing correctly, but also like not wasting our energy. I've mentioned this before. I think one of the barriers I think we're gonna run into in this win streak challenge is, maybe I didn't mention this earlier. I was talking to one of my friends about this, but one of the big challenges I'm gonna face on this win streak challenge isn't just getting good enough, though obviously that's very difficult. We may not be able to get good enough. I believe that we can. I have faith that we can get good enough at this game that we can actually win 28 in a row, just because we're that good at the game. The real challenge, I think, is going to be in burnout. And our burnout is going to be much more excessive if every run has to be a 3-hour run. But there's hope here, and I am confident that not every run has to be 3 hours to win. The last run that we won, you got to look at the game review of it at the beginning of the recording. That was like an auto win. I don't know how long it took. It took probably way longer than it needed to because I was co-oping it, and co-op just takes longer, which is fine. Also, co-oping probably reduces burnout just because it's a good time to do Spire with friends. Not literally Spire with friends, the mod, but just to slay the Spire with friends. But I won't usually be co-oping, so if I have 3-hour runs every time, even on runs that don't need to be 3-hour runs, the burnout will be real. It's going to be a lot harder to go 28 in a row without messing up due to brain rot. Right? Because 3-hour runs, I know my runs aren't usually 3 hours, but 2.5 hours, whatever it comes out to be. 3-hour runs, let's just say, for math reasons. For 28 in a row, 28 times 3 is 84. That's 84 hours of Spire. So on my 80th hour, I need to be sharp enough to not throw away my win streak. I know I don't do these all back to back, but on a lot of days I do have to do them pretty close together because I work full time. So I'm just squeezing in these runs when I can. So if I have like a weekend where I've got extra time to get some Spire games, I need to do a couple runs maybe in the same day. And so my 80th run, or my 80th hour of Slay the Spire, that's a lot of freaking hours. So I need to make sure, I need to reduce my total time per run. And the way to do that is to turn obvious wins into wins without sitting here talking at you for 5 minutes doing nothing like I have just now. Yeah, this run, we spent probably more than 5 minutes on the footwork card reward. But that might have mattered. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I like maximum elites and maximum fire elites. So elite fire, elite, elite, elite. We could do similarly elite fire, elite, but then we can't get. Okay, yeah, this is the only way. I want the later shop because more gold. Okay. If we do this, we draw 5, and then 4, and then 1. So sure. Good, we got the terror. Dagger throw. Acrobatics. You're dead. This is a wild deck. Here's the other thing, I don't even discard my hand after all that nonsense. What the heck? Okay, well we don't need more damage solution. This is a skip. 1000%. What do we need? I guess we just need relics. Which is nice that we can get so many, Okay, this is a little tricky to figure out when we don't get the cards we need right away. So I could just do this, right? And then unless Dagger throws my bottom card, we're okay. Yeah, I think this is the best way to do it. Just a 1 in 10. Good. Very few cards I want to take. Ooh, that's a lot of extra gold that we can remove at the shop right away, but the problem is, like, removes are exceptionally premium. like removing a strike is so much better than adding a curse and then removing a curse. Because how this grand finale wants to operate. Is it 225 gold worth? Would I spend 225 gold on an extra card remove? That's the question. I think I would. That's outrageous. That's actually absurd. Okay, this one's a fight, which actually we knew it would be. Okay, so we do the same thing. We have a 1 in 9 that dagger throws our bottom card. And we don't get to hit the grand finale, but otherwise we're good to go. Not dead on turn 1, but that's okay. Maybe. Okay, we take 3 here if we just triple defend. It's possible we kill this turn if we get Sneaky Strike. Wow, we got it. Okay, take none. Get wrecked, Snake Plant. I ain't playing your games. Okay, Leg Sweep plus. I do want to be really conservative about the cards I add to my deck. But dang if this is not a good card in the late game. It's upgraded and everything. We can also remove a card at the shop. I don't know, I think maybe I should skip. We only have 3 energy, so 2 energy cards are not like that premium. But the other thing is, like, if we can remove enough cards, we can get to the point where we get to play Grand Finale, like, multiple turns in a row. I'm gonna skip. I hope I don't regret that. Okay. This is a nice, clear, remove a card and move on. It's gotta be a strike. Even with strike dummy? Yes, even with strike dummy. Okay, this is the hardest elite, although, gosh, Preserved Insect helps a ton. Okay, and then we discard these 4, and then this draws the other 5. This is like lethal, I think. Is it like lethal, or is it actually lethal? I guess it hurts that we don't see the Sneaky Strike right away. That was the reason to play Acrobatics first. Okay, how much life does this? This doesn't save me 8 life, right? This saves me 6 life. So we should just do this, unless this is somehow lethal. It's not. Okay. Just get this out of here to draw more cards. Take 6. Not a huge deal. Matryoshka. Don't need this. Yeah, literally the 6 damage we took doesn't even really matter. Basically, we took only 4, because we'd be at max HP if we had taken none. I like upgrading Grand Finale. It's 10/15 extra damage. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. uh, okay, do we want Bottled Flame? Probably not. Bottling Grand Finale, is that good? I don't know. It's actually kind of nice when it's not in our opening hand because we get to discard for it more aggressively. Don't need these. Okay, 2 more relics. 1 more question mark. Whetstone Happy Flower is good. I'll take both. Two, three, four, 5. +4. Also, Book of Stabbing again. Welcome back. Maybe we just do how close is this lethal? This is 90, so we need. I actually think it's lethal if we keep. We don't want to keep too much. We'll do this. Oh, it was important that we got the terror, so. That's lethal. Crazy. Ghost in a jar. Who's our boss? The champ. Oh, I don't know which potion is the best. I think the strength matters pretty little. Matters a bit. It's just so slow. I think it's not that the strength matters so little, it's that the turns are extremely limited. With no stall, we can't reasonably gain 5 strength from this. So I take the defensive potion because our deck is all offense right now. Kind of. So weird. Okay. I need to look up when the Coliseum event is possible. We're on floor 27. We could go to an event right now, or on floor 27 or floor 20, or I'm sorry, floor 28 or floor 29. I think it's fine either way, so I should probably go left to see the event sooner rather than later. Coliseum. Only appears in the top half. Okay, so that means past the chest, you're eligible to see Coliseum. So we should go here first to see what the event is. Yeah, I'll buy a relic. Sure, Pantograph is good. Hello, opponents. Goodbye, opponents. Happy Flowers happy, not that it matters. Backflip Plus. That is a late game card. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She's not attacking, so we don't need to keep the sneaky strike. So we do this, we draw 8. Then we backflip in do our thing. Yeah, I mean, it's just lethal anyway. We can even get Happy Flower happy. Happier. Escape plan. I don't like what it does to the failure math of like bottom decking an escape plan. Having to discard it in the opening hand. I'm gonna say no to escape plan. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is fine 90% of the time. We just need to not bottom deck dagger throw. Could it be? Yeah, wow. We hit the bad outcome. The good news is with Pyramid hasn't come into play yet, but now you get to see why Runic Pyramid is such a big deal here. Oh, we take one, whatever. Because we can force ourselves to draw a small amount of cards by abusing our maximum hand size. Alchemize plus? No, because we have Ghost in the Jar already. Sorry, Alchemize. And again, like our deck size is actually such a precious commodity. Okay, we could upgrade Malaise. That's actually a very good upgrade. I think we just snagged that, yeah. Taking the key is reasonable here, but we'll just take the key in Act 3 like a normal person. This could be a hard fight. I'm actually not sure the best way to play this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That doesn't work. It has to be 7. Good, we didn't miss the dagger throw this time. Although the terror was bottom deck, which is not my favorite. Okay, we get to see how we perform in the second shuffle here. Haven't gotten to see that pretty much at all. Take none. Alright, we want to draw 3. Let's start with dagger throw. Nice, we got the backflip. That's the most efficient way to draw 3. Just go like this, draw 1 and then draw 2. And then BAM! Execute is coming our way. Man, I wonder how close we are to an infinite. I've been thinking about this sundial all run, but I haven't mentioned anything because infinites are hard to force. Yeah, this is great. We spend 3 cards, and then we draw 5 cards. Champ's dead next turn. That's hilarious. Maybe not literally dead because he blocked, but... nearly dead. Maybe actually dead. Wow, actually dead. Grand finale twice in the same turn. Well, those are some options. We have quite a little bit of extra leeway that we've not been taking advantage of. You've noticed on turn 1 we've been discarding 7 cards. Or 8 cards a lot. But it's totally acceptable to discard, like, what is it, 6 cards? So, yeah, if we discard 6 cards on turn 1, then we have like a 60% chance. Better than that, right? Because we could just start with acrobatics in our hand. But there's a good chance that if we just discard 6 on turn, we can just acrobatics to get our grand finale. So we have a lot of extra leeway because of acrobatics plus. So we can absolutely add another card to the deck if we think it's especially good. I don't know if these are. I mean, this just doesn't work on turn 1. It's a big... It's like an extra grand finale that you don't have to set up, as long as you can set up grand finale next turn. But there has to be a next turn, so it doesn't work on turn 1, and it's an extra card in the deck. But it also doubles all the non-grand finale damage. But if it keeps us from an infinite, like how close are we? Permanent cards are there? Well, how many non-permanent cards? 1, 2, 3. So 16 card deck. Still pretty big. We just have a lot of extra card draw. I feel like we don't need it. I feel like we don't need it. Like, even against the heart. It's definitely gonna be like overkill against the heart, right? Not necessarily. But if we can ever play grand finale twice in the same turn, then this is overkill. And this makes it harder to play grand finale twice in the same turn. I'm gonna try skipping. Well, gaining 2 intangible is good. But the extra energy is probably better. It makes it easier to draw aggressively. Until we win. Okay. Elite Shop Elite is good. Elite Fire Elite is good. Fire Elite Fire is good. Extra shops though, if we just only remove it shops, we still get 3 elites. An extra fire, so we trade a fire here for a shop here. And a fire here for a shop here. 1000% yes. Fires don't even do anything for us. We've added so few cards, I don't even care about upgrading, yeah. So we just take the shops. Okay. So if we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we just need to like spend our hand so we have hand space to 4 more cards. Okay. Another acrobatics. Maybe it's unnecessary. we just keep removing, that's better, right? Let's get rid of a defend, I guess. Is that correct? It's just better to keep removing aggressively than to take an acrobatics plus with backflip acrobatics. It's good enough. I think so. Who's our boss? It's Bird, right? Yeah. Okay, we just need to play backflip. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Backflip, grand finale. Yeah, and I was gonna say there's also a good chance we're just offered a free acrobatics plus. Do we want one for free? I still think the answer is no. We didn't not buy it because it costs money. We chose not to buy it because it's better to have 18 cards in our deck. By a lot. It's actually a huge improvement to have 18 versus 19. Nope. Do I want to trade 2 question marks for a fight in an elite? Yeah, question marks aren't phenomenal. The falling event could technically be bad. It could offer us grand finale, acrobatics, and we don't have any powers. Yeah, that would be a nightmare, right? Holy cow. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, 5, because now we have 18 cards. So if we, yeah, 5 is the magic number for acrobatics to be able to land. Although we do have to dump some cards here. It's the same reasoning as before. I think that we don't take the extra card draw because the extra deck size is just not good. Yeah. Although double backflip is infinite if we get enough card moves, but we won't get enough card moves, right? So that's dumb. It's tempting as heck, jeez. Is it worth it? It's better than acrobatics plus for sure. No, it's not worth it. I like my small deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Something like this. Grand finale. Backflip. Neutralize. Blade dance. Take 1. Should be able to land grand finale here. We can do strike, acrobatics, grand finale. I guess sneaky strike first, then grand finale, then strike. Skip. Bottle lightning doesn't matter. We've seen 2 bottled relics here. Kind of sad. Does it make sense to bottle Acro? Or bottle Terror, I guess? Sure. I don't know, maybe we bottle Acro just so it can't show up in Falling. Is that true? I think that's true. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's true. I guess in that case I should bottle backflip instead. I'll look like a genius if we see falling here. But otherwise I don't think this matters. But since it doesn't matter, might as well do it. Okay. Yeah, of course. I hate this one. We just have to lose the max HP. Can't afford madnesses. Just because of the extra cards in the deck we don't want. Okay. Is a question mark better than a fire? Maybe it is, right? What does a fire do for us? Like, absolutely nothing? Sure. Probably don't want to add cards to my deck. Flash of Steel probably is not good. Right? Yeah, I don't care for a 3 damage cantrip. Omamori and Sapphire Key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Easy game. Kunai, that's nice. Reflex plus. What? How is this gonna work? Reflex plus. If backflip wasn't good, reflex plus isn't good. The reflex doesn't cost anything. Except there's like a hand size issue. We're at 18 with 3 non-permanents, so that's 15. We're about to go down to 14. And then 13 in the Act 4 shop. I think I just don't want more permanent cards. Concentrate so good though with the acrobatics. I think it's not necessary with the sundial. I think we skip. Jeez, the abacus is good. Tincture's cool also. That was 150, so the next one's 175. So how much gold do we have left after that? 175. Well, 100 would be 153. Then 50. So I think we can afford to do this. Wait, no, we can't? 175 plus 158 is 333. So we would need 80 more gold, which we won't get. So we don't buy the abacus. Unless we think the abacus is better than another card remove. Might be. It very well might be. Card remove, huh? The heart. The heart's gonna kill us! Uh-oh. I guess the intangible potion and the dexterity potion help a lot, but I'm getting worried. Getting worried for sure. I'm gonna skip though. I think the card remove is gonna be better. Another elite or a fire and 2 question marks. Let's just take the elite. Question marks could still ruin us with falling. 2, 3, 4. We only get rid of 4 now? Or do you go 5, 6, 7? I guess we do it that way. Don't bottom deck dagger throw. Dang it. I did bottom deck dagger throw. That sucks. Okay, it's like, do this. And this. And this. Okay, whatever. Ancient tea set, probably doesn't matter. Those don't matter. Okay, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I'm learning something here. It's actually better not to discard backflip and acrobatics when you have a bunch of energy because they draw way more cards than the one card that you're choosing them to draw. Drawing back into them is really lucky though. Okay, just end turn. Draw these 3. Grand finale. Blur plus? No. One, 2, 3, 4. Start with this. Boom. Take 1, but we heal it back up. Okay, I think I do want another backflip now. I have to take the key. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 4, like this. Dagger throw. Backflip. Backflip. Yeah, Malaise is good here. Get it out of the deck. Block for future turns much more easily. Okay, Grand Finale. Strike plus. Blade Dance. Acrobatics. Sneaky Strike. Dagger throw. Okay, we get to lose Ascender's Bane now. Okay, neutralize. Backflip. Strike. Survivor. Backflip. Okay. Okay, dagger throw. Sneaky strike. Blade dance. Acrobatics. Grand finale. Backflip. Neutralize. We don't need to, just backflip. Okay, this works. No, we don't have the mana anymore for it, but that's fine. It's like Survivor? No. It's Strike, Acrobatics, Sneaky Strike, Grand Finale, Defend, Defend. I think we'll beat the heart because of our potion bar. Backflip. Strike. Dagger throw. Neutralize. Just blade dance, I guess. Definitely not optimal there, but more. Kunai also. Kunai is going to help a ton. Grand finale. Backflip. Strike. I guess defend. Sneaky strike. Acrobatics. Dagger throw. Grand finale. Fun. Okay, Donu deck is way easier. Nice, nice, nice. I love not facing Time Eater. Screw Time Eater. I freaking hate that fight. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sure. You can burn the Terror. Don't have hand space for that yet, so we will play Blade Dance. Then Acrobatics. Should we be going for... It doesn't really matter. Grand Finale is gonna chonk them both down pretty quick. But maybe we should be going for Deca first. Because the Dazeds are pretty bad. Gonna take a little bit here. 6 should be fine. Grand finale. Neutralize. Blade dance. Oh, now I'm going back to Donu. Sorry, not the right play. Let's supposed to attack Deca first. They're almost both dead. It's totally fine. We even block out here. That's fun. No, we take one. Rip. Okay, we just need a dagger throw. Do we have dagger throw? Yeah, we do. Boom. Grand finale. Backflip. Sneaky strike. That was an easy fight. Okay. Let's do strike, acrobatics, dagger throw, backflip. I'm actually not going to kill this turn because I want to set up Sundial and Happy Flower a little better. So let's do it this way. I guess we could have gotten one more Happy Flower setup, but I don't really care. Okay, upgrade. Survivor? Sure. Doesn't really matter. Okay. Card removal is 100% the call. Defend? Sure. So with 134, what do I want? Do I want this reflex now? Eh. Also, what the heck is this potion? This potion bar. It's pretty funny. What are these potions? That's gonna be my my not thumbnail, but my title. What are these potions? I don't really work on my thumbnails. I just use the auto-generated ones. But if I were to give a thumbnail, it would be like some crazy face. I should probably do that, right? If I just make like a really clickbaity thumbnail, that'll get like way more views. I just don't want to add together a thumbnail. It's annoying to do. Come on, it can't be that annoying compared to how beneficial it must be, right? I should probably do that. Make some more faces. Not like this face. Okay, we can skip here. We can take a reflex here. I think we skip. Reflex makes the math just harder. I don't want to deal with that. I don't think we need it. The footwork, I don't think we need it. Footwork ain't bad. It gets out of the deck, but I think we'll just use this potion and the kunai will be fine. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Something like this. I don't think we can reason. Yes, we can. I was gonna say I don't think we can reasonably. Oh, that doesn't work. Hold on, be careful. Reasonably kill Spire on turn 1, but we can if we use the malaise to land the terror. Oh, I guess we gotta go for it now though. So what does this look like? Defend, blade dance, shiv, shiv, shiv. Wow, it's like exact. defend, malaise, terror for the letter opener, and grand finale. Take 3. There might be a way to take none in this fight, but it's just so much easier to take 3, I think. I do want to set up sundial a little better. Do I care about Happy Flower? No, I think I care more about Sundial. I don't need well-laid plans because we have a Runic Pyramid. Okay. We'll see how it goes. I'm not convinced that this is gonna be easy. It should be possible. 3, so yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, something like this. Survivor's actually a really good one to hold on to, so maybe we do it like this. Save malaise for either, just for next shuffle. Maybe next cycle, maybe not. Yeah, we can backflip, terror, backflip, sneaky strike, grand finale, neutralize, acrobatics, the sundial proc, sneaky strike, neutralize, backflip. Okay, we can just malaise here. Although maybe we do it next turn because of the kunai proc. Also the damage cap, it's kind of hilarious. Yeah, I would rather do -2 strength than -1, so we hold on to the malaise. 50 damage coming in. So it's like Survivor. Backflip. Dagger throw. Grand finale. Boy, does that save us a lot. Let's just do it. Yeah. Survivor. Sneaky strike. Backflip. They're only attacking for 30. So we might as well save the malaise. Because we blocked this out. Okay. Defend, dagger throw, grand finale, acrobatics, backflip, neutralize, and we're out of energy apparently, so we just end turn. Okay, Survivor, dagger throw, sneaky strike, defend, defend, take a little bit. It's not looking likely that we'll get through these artifact charges for the Malays. Let's just peel the artifact and get this out of our hand. Okay. Backflip. That's not good. Neutralize. I will Blade Dance here. I want the Kunai procs. Although we are getting hit hard. Where our damage has been really, really good. We should be okay. Backflip. Grand Finale. Acrobatics. Sneaky Strike. Dagger Throw. Okay. Yeah, we have lethal this turn, usually. Even if not, we block out. Grand Finale. Not quite lethal. That's kind of funny. We block out though. And we get the Grand Finale kill, which is more appropriate. GG's. Okay, hour 42. This run definitely could have been done in less than 90 minutes. You'd be hard pressed to do it in an hour, but the fights are so fast with Grand Finale. The reason this didn't take 2.5 hours, my commentary was so much that this probably would have taken 2.5 hours if it wasn't for the fact that we killed all of Act 2 on turn 1. So Act 2 took like 20 minutes or something instead of an hour. 3,380, that's a good score. Grand Finale is insanely good. There were a lot of ways to win that run. That's the other thing. You know how often I labored over like, oh, do I add more cards onto the deck or do I just keep my deck small? I think either wins. It's crazy how easy that heart fight felt, just because of how much damage Grand Finale is. There are a lot of decks that go something like that in the heart fight, except you have about a quarter of the damage, and so you're kind of like, oh yeah, I'm like blocking out, like I took a little bit of damage on cycle 2 because I couldn't get through the artifact charges, yada yada. Like, that whole defense pattern felt so familiar for the heart fight. But I can think of so many runs where I've felt that way, and the next thing I know, it's cycle 3, and the heart still has 600 health, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, like, I can't survive one more cycle, and I'm not even halfway through the health bar, and I'm 3 cycles in. I can't survive 3 more cycles, let alone 1 more cycle to get in all this damage, like, what the heck? Because you don't have damage scaling, or your damage scaling is poor. That happened with this run, I think. I had a Noxious Fumes Plus that I assumed was going to be sufficient damage scaling, but the heart fight ran 14 turns, and I'm like, I had crazy blocks cycle after cycle because I had Malays Plus and 3 Piercing Whales, and so I went so many cycles using those strength downs to continue to block the multi-attack, and finally the multi-attack does what it does on turn 14. By the way, actually this was so painful. The heart was at like 90 life. And we were going into the last cycle. It had like 40 poison on it. And if it starts with the big attack, I probably get there. And it started with the multi-attack, the 20 times 15, so I didn't get there. So that one was devastating. It wasn't ending a win streak though, so not a big deal. Okay, a couple losses here. But it's nice to get a couple wins again, so there we go. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you made it this far, you are awesome. Consider checking out some of my other runs. We're trying to win streak, so... And I try to record every run that I do. I didn't record this last couple because I did these co-op. But for the most part, you get to see every attempt I do, so that way there will be no doubt into your mind as to why I am on whatever my win streak is and why I'm not on a win streak, right? You'll get to see. I think for me, when I watch win streaking streamers, one of the most interesting things to me is like, what is the run that ended their streak? So hopefully you find value in that as well. But we didn't end our streak. We extended it here. 2 in a row. We'll see you next time.